All right, we have Coach Toyelle Wilson of SMU and Amirah Abdur-Rahim, who had 14 points, 2 assists tonight. Coach, before we go into question and answers, would you give us a short rundown of the game?
Yeah, I thought it was a tale of two halves. Had a great first half, and I think they responded and had a big third quarter. They hit threes. We weren't hitting a lot of shots, but credit to them, Tulane hitting shots and being able to pull it out.
Anybody here have questions? Raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you.
Thank you. Coach Wilson, did any part of your season and your team's performance in the past few games allude to tonight's result?
I couldn't hear you. Put the mic.
Yeah, of course. Did any part of your season and your team's performance in the past few games allude to tonight's result?
No, I just think they hit some shots. We had a couple mishaps in the third quarter with some exchanges, some switches, some screens. But no, I thought the girls were locked in, had a good couple practices, knew what we wanted to do, knew they were going to run some zone and man. So I think really that third quarter, I think they were 8 for 14 in the second half. So they came down to hit shots, credit them.
So, as announced, the end of your team's season, what was the highlight of your team's season through the 2024?
I mean, I think we had played with about 8 to 9 to 10 players this whole year. You know, I told them in the locker room that I was proud of them because we had one point guard the whole year. Literally, Reagan Bradley played the point. She would defend the best player. You know, I thought Amirah came and had a great season this year. She didn't play for a few years and really was our go-to post player inside this season. Tiara, I thought, had a really good couple 30-point games. We had 1,000 point scorers this year. So there was a lot that we could take from. I thought we were really competitive against Baylor for a half. We were competitive against Colorado for 3 quarters. So, you know, again, when you dealt with adversity, you have to sometimes look at the positives, not so much the negatives.
And this question's for both of y'all. It felt like, especially in the third and fourth quarters, that the defense had continued lapses in judgment and performance. What happened there? Was that a game plan issue, performance one?
No, I don't think it was lapses of judgment. I'm not really sure that's the word to use, but I think they actually just hit some shots. A couple times, you know, when we were supposed to switch, we didn't. A couple times when we doubled down on the strong side, we shouldn't have. But I don't think it was a lapse of judgment or the other word you used.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Go back to we got Chuck in the back.
Just a couple more, Coach. But so yeah, they were 0 for the first 12 from 3-point range. Does that affect how you defend them going forward? You know, when the shots aren't falling, do you play it differently or?
Yeah, I think, you know, once you hit one, we tried to make the adjustment. I think Mabry got them going, hitting those threes, you know. But certain players make big plays, and they did, and they strung a couple along, you know. So I think, you know, the adjustment, you got to get up tighter on them. I thought they tried, our kids. It wasn't about not trying, but locking in and being ready to make those adjustments in game.
And then, Amirah, did you feel like you guys got up to such a hot start with a big early lead? Was the mindset that maybe you should have put them away by halftime, or was it did you feel like you allowed them to stay in maybe late in the second quarter where they chipped away a bit?
You know, I just feel like we did have a really good start, and I think coming out in the third quarter, you know, they had a really big quarter. They hit a lot of shots, and like Coach T said, we just had some missed switches, some delays on ball screens that kind of hurt us, and I just think that is what got them back in the game. And you know, we fought our hardest to stay in it, and I just think it was their big shots that got them the win.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Appreciate it.